3, 2, 1, roll the footage. Welcome back. I'm Simon Severino, your host. And today my guest is Siegfried Schwaiger, who I know since 15 years in different roles. We started working together and the relationship became more and more interesting and inspiring every year. Today I call him not just a coachee, but also a friend and a mentor. Welcome everyone, Siegfried Schwaiger.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Sigi, who are you and who do you serve?
Uh, I'm a leader in the flavor industry. Now doing that almost for 9 years. So a passionate leader, I would call myself. Uh, and I serve first my beloved ones, obviously. And in business, I serve obviously my customers. Always put the customers and the customer first. And indirectly, I take care of those who serve our customers.
What are you doing to supercharge your sales?
Uh, so we want to inspire our customers. This is our vision and mission. And my vision is to inspire my team. So this is my kind of Ikigai I have defined for myself. And how do I try to achieve my vision, let's say? So I try to read as much as possible and follow interesting stuff in the internet, trying to build a network, ideally outside of our industry, which brought me to you, Simon. So you are clearly a source of inspiration for me. And this input I try to forward to my team and to our customers.
And let me add that we are a source of inspiration to each other. In these 15 years, I might have inspired you to some things in leadership and in sales, but you have inspired me to start CrossFit for the very first time, to mountain bike for the very first time.
Excellent.
And you inspire me every week just by the way you lead your team and you show up as a human being in your leadership role, which is very inclusive and gets everybody to want to be contributing, which is not easy. Leading people is not easy. So I hope you can unpack a little bit of your magic of leading people in this episode. What is working particularly well in leading your salespeople? Because you lead salespeople that are responsible for multiple countries. What is working particularly well in sales for you guys right now?
Uh, I mean, there were a lot of things changing, let's say, over the last 3 years. We made a tough experience of a cyber attack in our company, which was a very tough experience. Then with COVID and all the supply chain disruptions, the purpose of us, let's say, in sales has strongly changed because it was our first purpose was to securing the product for our customers, which was a given in the past. Secondly, to negotiate and renegotiate prices all the time. So we were used to do this exercise once a year. Suddenly, it was an ongoing exercise from one round to the next round because the supply chains globally were disrupted, and this was a big and tough challenge for all of us, but I need to admit it has worked particularly well. So we were able to adjust and adapt our mindset to this new reality and made it in the sense of a win-win for the customers and for us, a success.
What have you stopped doing?
So with the experience of COVID, what we have stopped is to do all our meetings as physical meetings. So it has really changed. So now meetings are, let's say, without definitions, video conferences, and only for particular cases we do physical meetings. They are needed more than ever, but I think we found a good balance between those two realities, and it works. It works well. And as many of our people are in different locations, this is clearly also a win-win situation for all of us, because at the end of the day, this flexibility we win is either more time for our customers or for our beloved ones. So a clear win-win situation.
What have you started doing?
Recently, the weekly pipeline review after our session. So I'm still very thankful and grateful for this push from your side, making it clear that also in industries which have which have very long sales cycles and think more in months or yearly terms than in weeks, it's still a given that you have this weekly check-in. So I'm still very thankful for your input. And what we have started as a leadership team already 2-3 years ago was an open feedback round. So each of us in the same room as a leadership team gives feedback to each person in front of all our colleagues. So we have learned this first with a coach, and now for 2 or 3 years we are able and capable of doing that alone. And it's really all the time a kickstart experience, because we all tend to neglecting reality, because our own reality is more beautiful, as we know. But the truth is much better seen by other people, and by hearing it, let's say, from your 4, 5, 6 colleagues, and if you get the same message from 4, 5, 6 people, let's say at the same time, it's almost impossible to escape. And as the end of the open feedback round is that you make commitments, it shows quickly results. But as said, you need a coach to prepare you for that experience, so that you do it in the right way, with using the SPI method and respecting the other people and colleagues. So, but this was a very, very good thing. And I'm very thankful that we managed to go on this journey, which brought us all strongly forward. This is the good news.
Who are your ideal allies or collaboration partners?
I think no matter if internally or externally in my company, it's those who are passionate in bringing or driving things forward, and all those people are a source of inspiration for me. So where I try to learn as much as possible, to digest it, repackage it, and bring it back to my team or to our customers. So let's say passionate people who have fun in doing what they're doing, because those people inspire me.
We are transitioning now to the new segment, which is the life segment. We want to know everything about you as a human being, how you live your life, and what's your journey, after one word from our sponsor.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.
What are you doing to supercharge your relationships?
So I would say spending quality time together. So the very traditional conservative way. So with my wife, we have our fixed date nights where we go out with our children. So where we plan and arrange for a nanny. So this is very important as with 3 children, and you know what I mean, Simon. it's all the time new challenges coming in. That's why it's so important to have this quality time with your partner reserved and booked. With the family, we make 2 long vacations every year.
Let's double click on this, because many people listening right now, they might also have children, and Sigi has 3 children, we have 3 children, and you might go through a marriage phase which feels a bit distant to your partner. It's absolutely normal. This is part of the stage, and this is why people like Siegfried, who really prioritize their relationship, he said at the beginning, I'm here to serve my beloveds, and then he said all the business people that he serves, right? So he really prioritizes that. And one way of doing it during the week is really to have a fixed date with your spouse and to invest into the nanny and not to cancel that. And I don't know you, Sigi, but we have the same thing. It's every Friday. And 10 minutes before the date, I start finding some excuses, or she starts finding some excuses. And then we remind ourselves, no, even if you are tired, even if it's raining, even if you didn't book anything in the cinema or whatever, get out, do it, get out. It's so important.
It is. It is. We are sometimes too busy to forget living our life, and that we forget focusing on the right things. And that's the challenge we are all having and facing. And it's not always easy. And people in business know that with all the challenges and the heavy weight on their shoulders. This is, let's say, the life challenge. Let's face it. And also it's as important to spend this holiday time as a whole family. For us, it was always agreed we never go on holidays with friends or family. It's only us with the children. So this is also non-negotiable. We do this twice a year, and this is also the quality time, let's say, of the year we are working for and living for. And with my friends, I have several groups which also try to have our fixed milestones. So I have a card playing group where we are more disciplined. We meet every month, and with others we meet bi-monthly. And I'm happy that I've arranged a trip to New York in the next months to come, as I'm turning 50. And we are now already 14 friends, and we are going for 4 or 5 days for a trip to New York, and yeah, to have fun together. So this is very important to supercharge, because where I take my energy from, usually it's from my relationships.
Who do you envy and why?
That's a very good question. I would say the greatest respect deserves my wife Lisa, because how she's also managing all our challenges. She's a kind of role model for me, and also my best coach and my best friend. So it's clearly her, and yeah, I'm very grateful to have her.
I envy the All In podcast, and I was thinking, why do I envy them? And I like envy because it tells me something about my needs that I don't know yet, right? That I'm not meeting. And recently I was running and thinking, why do I envy them? And I think it's the friendship aspect. Of course, it's also having an amazing podcast success, but I think the emotional envy is more in terms of, wow, they have this friendship. They are all entrepreneurs, but they have friendship first. And I find it so hard being 43 years old. I find it hard to make new friendships, or to even to keep friendships as my friends have kids. We start not finding that time anymore, and that amount of time in that reliable way. And so I find it quite hard to keep the friendships part.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'm in a lucky situation that all my best friends I have for 40 years and longer. So with most of them, let's say, growing up or having been in school, and we managed to remain best friends. Also, let's say my best friend lives in the US now for 10 years, but thanks to video and social media and new possibilities, it's as easy or as difficult to keep in contact now, no matter where people are living and situated. So this is really great. But I would say I'm very lucky that those, let's say, 10 best friends I have them for at least 30 years, and most of them 40 years.
What gives you energy?
Yeah, making things happen. So it gives me, yeah, energy, seeing that I've successfully done something, and secondly, relationships. So being with people, working with people, and my big passion is growing people, and seeing them grow like a gardener. This gives me fulfillment, even not only energy.
This is totally your superpower. I've had the honor to see you in action over more than a decade. And one thing that inspired me, and I want to know more about, is you went deep into models that see how people, what makes happiness in people, and what we can do as a leader. And one of them has 7 elements of happiness. Would you unpack that for us?
Yeah. So leadership for me is like top sports. Let me. Are you still with me, Simon?
I'm still here.
Okay, because the
Yeah, yeah.
picture is
I'm on it. You can
frozen.
continue.
Okay. So I see leadership, if you want to do it in the long run, like top sports, and it's you can only do it sustainably if you invest a lot of time in your private life, in your mental health, let's say, in your physical health. And I start my day by answering 7 positive questions, and doing kind of yoga, kind of meditation every day in the morning. And as you said, doing CrossFit every day is now my routine for more than 3 years. And
Every day. How did you build up from starting to every day?
so tip top to improve performance, think on paper. I think it was 7 years ago when I put the plan on paper. I have it in the background. I always write my plan for the year and sign it for myself and put it on the wall. And I was coming initially from 150 hours sports a year, and I wanted to increase that. And it took me some years to come from 200, 250, 300, 400 hours a year. This year, I have the objective of 550. I'm already there. Also, the year is not over now, beginning of November. So I will end up somewhere between 550 and 600 hours. And it makes me more resilient. It makes my mental health much better, and it makes me a better leader, let's say, because when challenges come in, I'm capable to absorb pressure from others better and easier. And
what do your allies bring to the party? So your allies, those are people who bring out the best of you, versus your accomplices who bring out the worst decisions.
so I would say my allies inspire me and make it possible then for me to find new inspirations to inspire others. So this is kind of my source of inspiration, are my allies. And on the contrary, the moment you come into the fight and flight mode, and the emotion is up, obviously you see the bad stuff coming out of you, because if you want to fight and something is triggered, and yeah, it's kind of bringing the devil out of you. And this is then the big challenge, how to manage that for myself, because with my beloved ladder of accountability, which I'm using, what's happening then? You fall down from your ladder of responsibility, and you want to fight. And all the question is, how do you bring then your emotion down to be capable again, to be above the line, above the water, to work, to come into a constructive working method again.
Most people are listening, so they don't even realize. Sorry for the people on YouTube who have my camera frozen, but I can still hear and talk. How do you protect your confidence in tough times?
I always try to be true to myself. This is what I was when I had very tough times in the past. This is what I have as clear objective. And how do I achieve that? To connect with my true self. And connecting with my true self is also thanks to you, Simon, and at the abundance program you have invited me a few months ago. I've started doing meditation, which I found out for myself helps enormously, connecting to my true self. And as said before, the other two things I'm doing now for several years is sports and my daily morning routine, so that the first thoughts of the day when I get out of bed are only positive thoughts. So I'm asking myself, as already mentioned, positive questions.
This is one of the things that I want to learn from you. So you use this Tony Robbins set of questions, but in the morning while you stretch, and you have told your family, guys, I'm out. That's my me time. I will do my stretching. Leave me alone. This is important. Can you tell us, how did you carve out that me time for you, being a father and a husband?
Yeah, I think it's thanks to the tolerance of my wife, especially, and my children. They see me, they give me a hug or they give me a kiss, but they know that I'm not reachable at that moment, so they they leave me alone. And after 30, 45 minutes, I'm with them, but then in a very positive, self-centered mode, let's say, which is also good for my family because I'm bringing positive vibes and positive energy to my wife and to my children.
To me, this is a great example of boundaries. I think every marriage needs boundaries, every team needs boundaries. In sales, we need boundaries. And sometimes we think, oh, it's not okay to set up boundaries. But in this example, you see actually how important it is, right? You have set up a boundary. You said, okay, I start the morning with something that is important to me and that I need. And later on, when I'm fully present, I will be in full service because I've made sure that my battery is full and that I'm coming from my highest place of service that I can be. Instead of just, falling into the day and being grumpy, I have prepared myself to fully serve the moment and the people.
Absolutely, absolutely. But as said, it needs understanding and tolerance of your partner, because for a certain period you are out to be at better service, let's say for the rest of the day. So it's compromise on the short term
Mm-hmm.
for the sake of the long term, let's say.
I've met somebody today in Zoom and I really like that person, but I decided not to work with them because they weren't energetically prepared to work with me. They did fall into the day and come to the Zoom with low energy, no clear picture. And then it's not enough to be likable and to have, maybe a good intention. You also have to be ready for that energy, right? As a father, as a leader, you have a high responsibility. You have to be ready for that intensity, for that energy, for that presence that people need, not just falling into the day, right, with a coffee in your hand.
Exactly. I think that the concept for us as parents and mothers and fathers has strongly changed compared to the past, because the physical presence of my parents was much higher
Mm-hmm.
than my physical presence.
Mm-hmm.
But what is different is the time I have with my children. I
Mm-hmm.
know that this is value time, and
Mm-hmm.
then you try to make something out of it instead of being passively present, let's say. So you
Oh,
try
you
to be
spent
actively present.
that. You did spend more time with your parents than your
Yes,
kids are spending with you. Interesting.
yeah. So so the physical presence of my parents compared to my presence with my children was clearly much higher. So, but we were really actively working on something, doing something, playing together.
Mm-hmm.
This happened very rarely, very rarely. So
Ah,
it was
interesting. It's the opposite for us. We work from home. We had a pandemic, so basically the last 4 years, I'm seeing them every time, every day. We are having dinner together every day. We have breakfast together every day. And my parents, they were working, right? And I had to wait until dinner to see them. And it's interesting how different the experiences of our kids and of ourselves as parenting are right now in
absolutely,
each country. And let us know in
absolutely.
the comment, people, how much time do you have with your kids? Is it more time than you had with your parents or less? And how does that affect you? Um, Sigi, what makes you happy as a dog?
Being on holidays with my beloved ones. So this is big enjoyment, or having a great time with my beloved ones during the weekend, or meeting good friends and having a great time together, or with the let's say the big family and a big round, having enjoyable moments and celebrating something. That's what makes me happy. That's what I'm living for, let's say.
Where can people follow your journey, connect with you?
So if people want to connect with me, they can find me on LinkedIn, and they can reach out to me. I'm highly interested in exchanging experience in the logic of peer coaching, because I would like to learn and grow, and that's what I would very much appreciate if other people are also interested in that they reach out to me, that we can exchange our experience.
Sigi, thank you for being on the show. I look forward to 15 more years of inspiration and being on this journey
Same with
you.
me. Same with me. You
Keep
see
rolling.
the sprinter T-shirt at the top of my ladder of responsibility.
That's a beautiful blue T-shirt which says Sprinter for the people listening. Keep rolling, Sigi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Thank you for.
Avoid trying to do thousands of things that doesn't work. We have 274 templates for your business success. Reach your ambitious goals with one-on-one sprint coach. We double your revenue in 90 days.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.